Hello, children. I'm here to explain you all the second part of this lesson. That is, Wally is ready to take a ride in a bus. As we have seen the previous part one, so she was having only the entertainment that to stand out of the doorway and watch up the bus, which will be moving from her village to the town. So, as we all know that she was very fascinated and a kind of a wish she had that she wants to travel up in a bus. At least a ride she has to take up in. So she just calculated and started to collect up the money, which was a kind of a fare of a ticket. She has collected all the informations from the neighbors and the passengers and even the friends of her who were talking about the bus and the travel allowance too. So after that, she decided to just go on for a ride, that is to travel from her village to a town. It was one spring day. The afternoon bus was just on the point of leaving the village and turning into the main highway when a small voice was heard shouting, "Stop the bus! Stop the bus!" And a tiny hand was raised commandingly. So it was about to take a deviation for the main road, and then a voice was heard that to stop off the bus. Who was it? That was Wally. She is a little girl, and with her tiny hands, she has right commandingly. And the bus slowed down to a crawl. Crawl, it's nothing but it has slowed up its speed. And the conductor, sticking his head out of the door, so by just seeing out of the door, he's telling and he said, "Hurry then, tell whoever it is to come quickly." So, who's that stopping the bus? We are getting late. Just come over. Come quickly. He says, "It's me," shouted Wally. "I'm the one who has get on. So it's me. I was about to get on to the bus and I want to take a ride of it. Ride, it's nothing but to get traveled off. Where she wants to, here it goes." But now the bus had come to a stop and the conductor said, "Oh, really? You don't say so." "Yes, I simply have to go to town," said the Wali. So she is not just telling a particular place, but she is just telling that I just want to go to a town. Wali said this to the conductor because she has to raise up a ticket for traveling. Still, standing outside the bus, "And here's my money." She showed him some coins. So she was very proud that she has got money for traveling and she can buy up a very ticket and give her the full fare of the ticket for traveling. So, conductor, he says, "Okay, okay, but first you must get on the bus," said the conductor. "If you want to travel, I don't want your money first. Come into the bus first." He stretched out a hand to help her up. So she was down the bus and he wanted to help her. And we all know that she is a little girl. He just stretched out his hand for helping. But she said, "Never mind," she said. "I can get on by myself. You don't have to help me." Kind of an attitude. Oh, yes. The little girl says, "Never mind. I can help on my own and I can get onto the bus by myself." The conductor was jolly sort, fond of joking. So he just took it little, a kind of a funny thing. So and then, "Oh, please don't be angry with me, fine madam," he said. "Here, have a seat right up there in front. Everybody move aside, please. Make way for madam." So he just teased out and he took the situation into a funny manner and he said and made way for Wali to sit down and he just showed up the empty seat over there. It was the slack time. It's nothing but where the time when there is not much work. So nobody is in hurry. Everything was going smooth on. So it was during that time of a day. and there were only 6 or 7 passengers on the bus. So as of in the afternoon, so there would be no people. More people will be traveling in the bus because if the vendors or the people who goes to work, they used to travel up more in the morning and while coming back in the evening on. So though it is in the afternoon, the bus was left free enough with only 6 to 7 passengers. They were all looking at Wally and laughing with the conductor. So everybody just busted out with laughs because the little girl has so much of attitude. Wally was overcome with shyness, so she just got shied off. A little village girl, yes, of course. Everybody was seeing Wally. Every eyes in the bus has been put upon Wally now. Avoiding everyone's eyes, she walked quickly to an empty seat and sat down. So she just sat down to avoid up everybody's concentration on her. Finally, she's just taking a ride in the bus and she sat down. So here is a clear picture where we can see that she just sat beside an old fellow and who are all just laughing out for the things has happened between conductor and Wali. We start now, madam, the conductor asked, smiling. So he just wanted to just make her a little comfortable. So that's the reason he started to talk with her and asked, can we move, madam? And then he blew his whistle twice and the bus moved forward with a roar. A roar, it's nothing but the bus has started up. He just put up a whistle twice and the bus started to move. It was a new bus. Its outside painted gleaming white with some green stripes along the side. They had painted up very beautifully. And then it was with a gleaming, a charming white and with the green strips of the sides. Inside the overhead bars shone, it's nothing but the past form of shine, like silver. So the overhead bars were colored with the silver. Directly in front of Wally, above the windshield, there was a beautiful clock. A windshield, it's nothing but where it covers up the window. It might be a car, it might be a bus, or it might be anything else, but it's called as windshield. There was a beautiful clock. The seat was soft and very luxurious. Yes, she was just enjoying the ride and the comfort level of the bus. Wally devoured everything with her eyes. But when she started to look outside, she found her view cut off by a canvas blind that covered the lower part of her window. So she was just enjoying the ride too and the comfortness of the seat and even the window shield. And but when she started to see out of the bus, she's here to enjoy the view of the village itself, the way between the village and the town. But as though she is very little enough, and she could not peep out of the window, bus window, properly because our view has been cut off by a canvas blind. In the sense, the lower part of uh, the window she cannot see up. So she stood up onto the seat and peered over the blind. She stood up because she cannot view completely. So that's the reason she just stood up on the seat. And then the people who were there off in the bus, they started to say the bus was now going along the bank of the canal. So it was through the bank of the canal. The road was very narrow enough. One side there was a canal, and beyond it, palm trees, grasslands, distant mountains, and the blue sky. So the view was very beautiful. And outside, it consists of a canal, and beyond it, the palm trees, the grasslands, and the distant mountain, and the blue sky. She was completely overwhelmed with the scenery. On the other side was a deep ditch, then acres and acres of green fields. Not only these, she can see up the green fields where she can find green, green, and green as the eye could see. So wherever she would see up, she can see only the greenery things. Oh, it was all so wonderful. She was very mesmerized. and she just fell on into the dream world. Suddenly she was startled up by a voice. Listen, child, said the voice. You should not stand like that. Sit down. So the passengers who were just traveling around and even the conductor also warned her not to stand. Why? Because the bus is moving. They were concerned about Valli that she might get hurt. They said to sit down. She looked to see who had spoken. So she just sat down and turned back to see up who had spoken to her. It was an elderly man, an age-old fellow, who had honestly been concerned for her. So he was just concerned about her, but she was annoyed by his attention. So she just got disturbed by watching the view outside. She just got irritated and she doesn't want to listen to the old man's voice. There's nobody here who's a child, she said haughtily. I have paid my 30 paise. So she said very annoyingly and very loudly that I have paid my 30 paise and I don't belong to anyone. Like everyone who have paid their ticket, I have also paid. She meant to say that she had all rights to do whatever she needs in the bus during the period of traveling. The conductor chimed in, oh, sir, but this is a very grown up madam. So he just wanted to tease her. So he just came in and interfered. And he said, oh, sir, please don't say anything. She's very grown up and she's a madam. Do you think a mere girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone? She was very proud that she had paid up 30 paise, like everyone. But conductor thought and the people who were there in the bus, they had a second thought. A little girl, could she pay a bus fare on her own and travel to the city, that too alone? Valli shot an angry glance at the conductor and said, I'm not a madam. Please remember that. And you have not yet given me my ticket. And she said and reminded the conductor. Very angrily, she just glanced over the conductor and said, I'm not madam. Please remember that. You have not given me my ticket yet. Please do give me. I will remember, the conductor said, mimicking, in the sense copying her tone. Everyone laughed, and gradually Valli too joined in the laughter. So she just took a little lightly, and she also just started to laugh. And then the conductor punched her ticket and handed it to her. So finally, she was being given the ticket to her by punching off. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you have paid for your seat? So he said in a very different way to make her to sit and make her to calm down. Make yourself comfortable. And why should you stand when you have paid for your seat? Please sit down. Because I want to, she answered, standing up again. By saying this, she just stood again because I want to see outside and I want to stand up. If she sits, she loses the view of the village and outside. That's the reason she wants to stand up. But you should stand on the seat. You may fall and hurt yourself when the bus makes a sharp turn on its a bump. Yes. They gave a warning that when it takes a sharp turn and when it hits up a bump, that's why we want you to sit down, child. Everybody were just warned her to sit over, not to stand. Why? Because if the bus turns up and if it hits up the hump, she may fall down and get hurt herself. I'm not a child, I tell you, she said irritably. I am 8 years old. She said again and again. I'm not a child and I'm not your madam. I am 8 years old. She's very proud of her age and she believes that she is a elder in the sense a older girl, kind of grown up girl. Of course, how stupid of me. 8 year, my. Oh, it's a big age. The bus stopped. Some new passengers got on and the conductors got busy for a time. So for a while, conductor just got busy over. Why? Because some of the new passengers came in, and afraid of losing her seat, Valli finally sat down. So, as we all know that if the seat is available, nobody asks anybody's permission; they just sit off. So that's the reason Valli sat down, because she was very afraid that she may lose up her seat. An elderly woman came and sat beside her. "Are you all alone, dear?" she asked Valli as the bus started again. So an age-old lady, she just sat beside Valli and she asked, "Are you all alone?" when bus was started to move again. Valli found the woman absolutely repulsive, in the sense she did not like her, causing strong dislike. Such a big holes she had in her earlobes, in the sense something might have been pierced her ears and maybe that has been come down. And such ugly earrings in them. And she could smell the betel nut the woman was chewing and see the betel juice that was threatening to spill over her lips at any. Yes. She was wearing up a very ugly earrings where her ear lobes has been come down. In the sense the ears are up torn up now. And the strong smell she can feel was the betel nuts and even the betel juice which was about to come out of her mouth, and she was very much afraid that she may spit on her. So for a moment, you could, who could be sociable with such a person? She's such an irritating woman. She's so smelly. And no child would like to sit beside the person like the old woman whom she is sitting beside now. Yes, I'm traveling alone, she answered curtly, and I have got a ticket too. Showing a very displeasure, she just answered very irritatingly, "Yes, I'm traveling alone. What for you?" That kind of a thought has come to Wally's mind. And she said again that, "Yes, I have taken ticket too." "Yes, she's on her way to the town," said the conductor with a 30 paise ticket. Same kinds of regales have started. Conductor just repeated the things. "She's just traveling to the town by paying up the 30 paise ticket." "Oh, why don't you mind your own business?" said Vali. She got completely irritated now. And then she started to say that, "Why don't you mind your own business? Why don't you do your work? Why are you behind me?" And she laughed all the same, and the conductor laughed too. So everybody took the things very kind of light manner. But the old woman went on with her drivel. The things, something, a silly nonsense thing is going on. "Is it proper for such a young person to travel alone?" So just she's just telling that, is it a right thing that a young girl is just traveling alone, all alone in the bus? Do you know exactly where you are going in the town? What's the street? What's the house number? Though she is a little girl, the lady is little bit concerned about where she is going. So she's just asking very detailedly that where she is going in and which street and what is the house number. So you need not bother about me. I can take my care of myself, Valli said. Though she was very annoyed by her smell, the betel nut smell, and she was very afraid that the betel's juice would have been spit on her. And Verdi said very irritatingly, "You don't have to bother about me. I can take care of myself." Vali said, turning her face towards the window and staring out. All she wanted to enjoy the view of the city and the village, but here she's just seeing out something else. So the old woman is questioning her, what's the reason that she's traveling alone and with whom and where she's traveling alone, especially. Why? Because the everybody were in the bus are just concerned about the safety of the girl. So I'll stop here and I'll be continuing in my next video. So please do revise the part 1 and the 2 of the lesson. So till by then, happy learning.